I recently got to demo the HEN nozzle. We took it out to our training ground. We made some little structures out of pallets, and we did a side-by-side comparison on how well the HEN nozzle did compared to an Elkhart smoothbore. I'm not going to sit here and try and persuade you to buy the HEN nozzle or not. I'm not going to say whether it was effective or not effective. I'm just going to show you a side-by-side comparison. I liked it. It was a very well thought out nozzle. It's very well built, and I like the idea that you can do hydraulic ventilation with it being a smooth bore. HEN Nozzle gave these nozzles to my department to demo because we were interested in purchasing them. And so I'm no way endorsed by HEN Nozzle. So we got both the 1 3/4 and the 2.5 inch HEN nozzles to test out. The 1.5 does 175 gallons per minute at 45 psi, and the 2.5 does 265 gallons per minute at 50 psi. The operations of these nozzles are identical. The tips are adjustable by a quick quarter turn of the tip. You can see there, that's more of a squared tip, and that's a little bit wider of a rectangle. That rectangle is what gets that wide pattern, and then the square is a more traditional smoothbore type pattern. A lot of questions online are whether or not this is a true smoothbore. As you can see all the way through that nozzle. There's no restriction on flow. There's just a change in the shape. This nozzle also has a back pressure plate here that helps keep your line nice and stiff while floating at low pressure. There's a lot going on with this tip. I showed you the quick quarter turn changes the shape of the flow, but then also you can rotate the nozzles, and this nozzle just keeps spinning. You can keep doing that. So it spin, does this, and spins here. So like I said, there's just kind of a lot going on. There's a lock here, so you can lock it into place whichever direction you want this to flow. The bail is pretty stiff by design. It's designed so that you can open and close it nice and slow. In the next video, you can see how the change in pattern affects your flow and fire suppression. As you can see in the first video, I put the nozzle on a wide straight stream, and I was able to encompass the entirety of the pallets that were on fire, and I just swept the nozzle up and down. It took a couple of times going up and down to get the fire knocked down, and then I had to reposition to get a better angle, and then I did the same thing. I put it on a wide fog and up and down, and then I changed to a straight stream to get a little bit better penetration to finish extinguishing the fire. With the smooth bore, we had to do the standard. You start with a straight stream, and then you whip the nozzle in circles to effectively cover the entirety of the involved area, and then get that penetration and get those large water droplets to the seat of the fire. As you can see, they both performed very similarly, obviously the nozzles operate differently, so there's different techniques that have to be done to extinguish the fire. Like I said, they performed very similarly. The HEN nozzle has more coverage area, but when you open that nozzle up to have that more coverage area, you also limit your reach. So there's pros and cons to both. They did show us in a video that you are capable of doing hydraulic ventilation with the HEN nozzle. It's similar to how you would with the fog nozzle. It's not the same though. Anybody who's done hydraulic ventilation with the fog nozzle knows that there's a lot of air movement and it ejects that smoke out of the building very effectively. The wide pattern on the HEN nozzle has a similar effect. The problem or the difference is that you don't have the same surface area of water exiting the window, so you're going to have less amount of smoke traveling out with that air movement. But for a smooth bore, it is very effective at doing hydraulic ventilation. We ran some foam through it. I was curious to seeing how that wide pattern did with a little bit larger percentage of foam, and it blanketed the items fairly well. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a video of that. Price point wise, the HEN nozzle I feel like is a little bit more expensive than some of the other nozzles we see on the market, but it does cover kind of an in-between area, I feel like, between just a regular smooth bore and a fog nozzle, and it kind of helps bridge that gap between the two of them.